You should have heard her about like 5 minutes ago when you said sure. She was squealing.
I'm
up.
sure.
Shut. Yeah, shut up.
It's because I'm the doctor. I'm guessing that's a yes.
This is
She
my
normally
boy
make noises
right
like that.
Rising from the ground, echoes of the sound, ashes of the past form the present, and the future is now. They can't wait till another goes down. I am the path of destruction, and I'm here right now.
Greetings, every peoples. This is your cult of personality, ToonKriticY2K is the name, Toon is the name of my game, and today on the Sketchpad, I have a very, very, very special guest with me.
Me.
No, you're the co-host. You're Keyframe. No, I have with me the Doctor himself.
Hello. Well, sometimes people call the voice actor Jestre DeRama just to kind of, get the whole publicity thing across just fine.
Yes, Jestre DeRama. This guy right here is
Righty.
an awesome voice actor. He is awesome at games. For one thing, you got through Five Nights at Freddy's from what I saw, so good for you
Well,
on
actually,
that.
I haven't gotten to their Night 5 yet.
Well, you've gotten through more than I have, so that is a plus.
Okay.
So yeah, on this edition of the Sketchpad, my first ever co-host, surprisingly not Eliora. I know she's watching this and she's ready to beat my head in. Me and Keyframe are going to be asking questions and stuff. You guys know how the Sketchpad works, so let's get this started, shall we? Alright, so my first question. As the current voice of Dr. Whoovey, or at least the most well-known one right now, how did you feel accepting the responsibilities of being the new Doctor? Like, when you were approached, how did you feel?
Well, I probably was a little bit nervous, but I was also excited for getting the role. So, mainly it was just that there was a little bit of, I guess you can say, stuff going on during BronyCon, that there was a little bit of a transition, so me kind of trying to be the usual vocal chameleon kind of guy, I just was kind of able to approach actually myself in the situation and compare and get taught back and forth until I can actually get the voice about dead on with my own little twist.
Were you expecting a positive or negative reception upon your debut as a doctor?
For the beginning, it could have really gone either way. I wasn't nervous that it actually was going to be bad at first, but I was really trying to be optimistic, and surprisingly, it did turn out better than I thought.
It kind of reminds me of, like, when Tennant left and then Smith was announced. Everybody was just like, oh no, we're not going to like this, we're not going to like this, and it's the same thing with, like, Capaldi and stuff, but I think it's been a really good transition so far.
Yeah, and personally, I like your voice. Like, I love Kikyo and Dilly, but there's something about your voice that's just really fun.
I don't know about that.
Really?
Oh my. Got her to start. Sorry.
So, okay, this is probably a basic one. What do you think is the most exciting thing about voicing the Doctor?
Well, this Doctor, he has a lot of range, so it's being able to explore that range and getting more used to the character and connect with him. It's pretty fun.
What do you love about Doctor Who?
Oh, that's a good question. There's a lot. If I had to say anything, it's probably the creative aspect, no matter it be the story, characters, or the doctors, or companions. Pretty much, it's just the creative aspect of it.
Yeah.
Do you have a personal favorite Doctor?
There's like different reasons I like all the doctors.
Yeah, Zach and Sweetie Bloom get really surprised when I say that my favorite Doctor is Chris Eccleston. So.
Well, he was pretty good. It's just that, unfortunately, he was a little bit tight about trying to keep to that one season, and that was it.
What got you into voice acting, and how long have you been doing it?
Well, the main thing that got me into voice acting in the first place was me actually always having fun just kind of, well, it was silly voices at first, as a kid, but then as I explored more, tried to impersonate different voices because like thinking, no, that's cool. I actually want to kind of do that. I want to do something like that and be kind of known for it. And I'm trying to, actually, sorry, what was the second part of the question?
How long have you been doing voice acting?
Okay,
Yeah.
how long have I been doing it? Well, I did like very minor things back in 2009, so I would want to say maybe about 2009, and then actually get more serious with it in the past few years, and actually started with not my division's Sherlock audio play.
Oh.
So I got started there, and then I got associations with everybody, and eventually I got into Ponies and Pockets.
What hobbies do you have outside of what you usually do?
Well, it's a little bit of a list. I do draw comics in the meantime. I also have, well, slowly been doing costume design, like for a changeling fursuit. I'm not sure if you've seen like a gray one over like Tricon or something like that. So
I don't believe I have.
oh, okay. Well, I did make that one. I try and write, of course, also ahead, and well, I'm kind of blanking a little bit right now. But
I am
yeah,
back.
also I'm still trying to get better at writing music. So there's that. So okay, art, costume design, music, a little bit of writing, and also the video game stuff that would probably be seen on my channel often now.
Yes, the doctor playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's
I
brilliant.
hate those
It's
animatronics.
I do not understand how you were able to stay in character through most of that.
Well, it was getting frustrating at certain parts, which is probably why you might have heard that swearing in one of those videos.
The duck.
It's like, because I was trying to avoid every swear possible by using replacing words, and it's like, and it slipped out.
I wish you didn't bleep it. I want to hear the doctor say fuck.
Well, I was trying to keep it PG-13-ish, but I kind of was hearing there's not necessarily a height, but just trying to be cautious of the usual, like, what is it, 7 bad words of television? 6. So I was trying to play it safe, because it's like, okay, I'm voicing this doctor that is supposed to be in a mostly family-friendly audio play. I might need to bleep that out.
You don't want people going back to your channel and saying, "Oh, I wonder what this guy's done." You just see like the Five Nights at Freddy stuff and they're swearing like left and right.
Yeah, I didn't want him to be a Scottish doctor right away.
Okay, so how did you become a brony, and how long have you been one? Like, have you been one since the beginning of the show, or yeah?
The thing is that I wasn't really too interested in the first place, but I was playing Team Fortress 2 one day on just some random deathmatch server. A couple of Ronis come on, and it's like a little bit off for me at first because I thought it was just like really unusual at the time. But after kind of hearing some of the popular memes that were going on, I was thinking, okay, you know what? Instead of me just kind of being the sidelines, kind of being cheeky, I may as well watch it. And of course, this was after the first season had ended, so I was pretty much right in between. So I was like watching the first episode and thinking, not bad. I was like, and I started to realize I'm slowly liking the show because I was thinking, wait, this isn't right. This is not a normal show for another guy to watch. What? And that's basically how I slowly became a brony, was because, you know what, I got tired of just kind of hearing like all this like crazy spur that was getting larger at the time.
Yeah.
So I could understand it. And then this happened. I eventually became the doctor in the brony fandom.
I can just imagine you're watching, like, okay, so I'll watch the first few minutes of the show, then it has like a little timestamp saying 40 hours later, and then someone walks into your room and you're curled up in a blanket holding like a cup, and you're just shaking, and you're in front of your computer, you have like giant dark circles around your eyes, and it's just like, Jestre, how long have you been here? My little-
2 days.
My little pony, my little pony.
And then flop right on the bed.
I've made it to Twilight's Kingdom in 40 hours.
What do I win?
Equestria girls.
Oh God!
No, real quick, if I may ask, what was your reaction to Rainbow Rocks, if you've seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I really need to.
I haven't
What
even.
I was mainly watching for was the fandom's response, because the first one, I know, if you recall, everyone was going so negative and nuts about the whole human appearance and everything, and then I saw...
leaving the fandom. This movie was so terrible. It's killing
Yeah.
the fandom. Oh my god. shut
Exactly.
up.
So then I realized, like, thinking, oh, this is looking so cool. you guys were singing a different song last year. I was thinking it's definitely, what I saw from the trailers, there was an improvement, of course, from the first one as they were getting more budget coverage, I'm sure.
Yeah, and also, like, you know, the first one, you have to give them credit that they had to make entirely new Flash assets. This time they're used to them, and they can add all sorts of new thingies and thingamaboppers and schmoopsie-doos. So, yeah.
And now everyone's buying the dolls.
Yep.
Ugh, I still hate the human... I still don't like the character designs, but that's a different story. Next question.
So are your parents all right with you being a brony?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. It's just it was a little unusual saying, hey, you know what you kind of liked in the 80s? Well, you might have not. I kind of like it now because it's a different style. It was a little bit awkward at first, but they got used to it pretty quickly.
Well, that's good.
Lucky you.
I was saying, then again, they also did have experience with me being a part of the furry fandom before, even though that wasn't under the best light a little while ago, but that was smoothed over pretty easily as well.
Well, that's good.
Jester, yeah? Why do you
Yes.
have a strange a Sports Illustrated cover of Sally Acorn on your
Oh,
desktop?
God.
What? No.
Mom, I can explain. It's for a paper.
It's for graphic
It's-
design. Yeah, it's for Photoshop
I'm
design.
studying the aspects.
Now, the assets and the titillating visual
Right.
movement of the
Yes,
eye.
that, yes. That's what I have that on my desktop for.
Then what
I
about
think.
this picture of Daffy with an anatomically correct duck penis?
Oh, God. Okay, next
that was
question.
someone else.
Okay. It's nice to meet you anyway. What's your favorite and least favorite season and episode of My Little Pony?
Favorite and least favorite season and episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not sequence of math. I have to try and review everything in my head. So I think my favorite season would probably be the second season because it introduced Chrysalis and Discord for one thing, and those guys are freaking excellent. My least favorite was probably the third season because that was feeling a bit jumpy and awkward because they were trying to transition the Princess Twilight thing around. So that felt a little bit jerked around. As far as episodes, I'm thinking back to season 2 as well because I'm trying to decide whether I liked Chrysalis and her like subtle invasion or Discord's chaos. I'd probably say it's a tie between the two-parters for Discord and Chrysalis.
Well, that's good.
And least favorite?
Least favorite episode. Oh shoot, what was the one that? Oh, I think it was actually. Oh no, I was thinking of one little scene. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of one. I was getting a suggestion from a friend off on my side. Oh, Jitter was suggesting Cranky Doodle.
Jim is there?
Oh yeah, he's my boyfriend and he lives with me.
Well, I know that. Hi.
But-
Hi, Jitter. Hi, Jitter. Hi.
The co-host says hi.
Alright.
But yeah,
What?
probably one of the things I probably might have disliked the most, even though a lot of episodes are good, probably was the Cranky Doodle episode, given that Pinky was a lot more invasive than she probably normally should have been, despite her being somewhat respectable, though energetic.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me just kind of invade your house and keep banging on the door and keep also breaking your things and also burning your things, and also, hey, is this yours? Oh, whoops, it's broken.
Was he talking about Spike at your service?
Spike at your service was kind of a little bit as well, but probably Cranky Doodle because it just seems so awkwardly invasive.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I didn't hear the first part of the answer.
Um,
Okay.
That's all right.
So no. It was just I didn't hear crank. I just heard stuff breaking. I just imagined Spike.
Well, that one was kind of okay, but that was like a usual like trope where it's saying, "Oh, you saved my life. I have to serve you for the rest of the episode."
Here's the whip and here's the leash.
Maybe I'll rephrase the question. What's it like getting fan art?
That's probably a bit easier. Well, usually it always makes me happy, makes me smile, and I'm always thankful to the person that, of course, sends it to me.
How do you think you would explain the fandom to someone that's never heard of the show or the fandom before?
Well, I'd probably let them know it's pretty much not too far off for like Comic-Con, for an example, if it was like at a convention that'd give an idea that people just have an interest in the characters or the writing and then have their own fan variations and so on and so forth. Probably a little bit better detailed than that, but to keep it somewhat succinct.
Do you think Dr. Whoovey needs his own episode, or should there be like a better focus, on the background ponies for that matter?
The main concern with giving more focus to background characters is that kind of starts taking away from like a little bit of that magic of them always being in the background and always kind of giving ideas and what could be going on. Though I do understand if they focused on background characters for like more of like one episode, it would probably pull those specific characters more in focus rather than if they were still supposed to be just in the background. So then people would probably start having all their kind of fan-ins all tossed around thinking, oh, that wasn't how I imagined him or her.
Why is Derpy named Muffins?
I think it's like keeping like a nice like little balance, but giving like little nudges here and there is not bad, though.
Yeah.
Bulk Biceps was a little bit of a surprise type of thing, but I guess now he's just a common foreground-ish character.
What pony resembles you out of the main six? Why do I feel like the answer's obvious?
Out of the main six, it'd probably be Fluttershy, since I usually tend to be a shy person and always will be kind-hearted to a lot of people I know.
Really? I was thinking Pinky.
It was a little bit of a type of foursome, a bit of a flutter pie. It's like I like to have fun, but I also like to be kind and kind of introverted on occasion because it's like I can do both, but sometimes I prefer to kind of do my own thing and just kind of hang out. Nothing like huge and crazy all the time.
You're flutter pie. You were perfect.
If that's all right with you.
A little bit of a butterscotch for you.
Oh, that's adorable.
We need Jitters. Put butterscotch in an episode.
And they said, Jitters, put butterscotch in an episode. You kind of snickered a little bit.
So what do you think keeps you going, and what helps motivate you to create more? In terms of like what you do on the side.
Oh, what keeps me motivated? Usually it was a little bit of depression for me for a little bit, so it was me trying to get out of that for a while, but there's more that I have stuff I want to show people, and I want to create a lot of things. I want to entertain a lot of people, because one of the things I like to do most is entertain as many people as possible, which is why I keep trying to put more and more out and different things out, do a lot of different entertainment-related things, is that I always feel motivated that I really want to show people my world of creativity.
Any tips for fellow voice actors like yourself?
Mainly just keep practicing like any acting you might have. Impersonations will also help, so it kind of gives you a good sense of mimicking like the emotions, but of course I can't say completely how it works for everyone, just that of course just kind of practice and get connected to your characters so you can actually probably be more in the moment, because that's usually how I kind of go about it. I just connect with the character until I can kind of feel like it's more natural, but even role-playing a character in text can help like flesh out a character and give you an idea of how they're supposed to work, and of course a director is always good.
So if you weren't like the Doctor right now, what would you be doing had you never become him?
Oh, that's a different timeline. That'd kind of weird. If I was not the Doctor, I'm probably trying to rearrange my timeline here. I probably would still be doing my blogs and stuff a little bit more, and probably not be doing as much for in-character videos. So I kind of like to think of the Doctor as being a positive influence for getting a lot of my stuff going. But I'd probably be trying to apply a lot of other voices and other groups and what have you.
Right.
This is not on our question list, but just because he mentioned his blogs. So how has your Mad Dr. Who's blog been going?
Unfortunately, when I was getting a bit more busy trying to arrange for also getting a career track involved, that I couldn't really get the time to write for it. I'm over 2,000 followers for it, which is good. It's just that I have a lot on it. I want to get out, but I have to go on hiatus because I'm trying to catch up with so much first. So it's got a pretty nice, heavy start. It's got a lot of content I want to get out, but it's something I've kept pre-planning because I don't want to have to reboot somewhere in the middle.
Right. So in the end, when all this is said and done, and when you I guess retire, what do you want to be remembered for most?
As far, you mean just for the role of the Doctor?
Yeah.
Or
And just YouTube stuff in general.
When I retire, probably from in general, what I probably want people to remember is me always trying to have a flair for using characters and having fun, and trying to make sure everyone was having a good time.
Well, that's good.
That's great. That's great.
Oh, also, one last bonus question, just for fun. From 1 to muffins, how much do you love jitters?
Muffins!
That's what I thought. All right, well, thank you so much for being here on the Sketchpad. It was an honor
Anytime.
to finally meet you and just talk to you in general.
And thank you for having me.
Yay!
And of course, Ski, for being a good co-host.
Hooray! Now, thank you all for joining us on the Sketchpad. Now, if you excuse me, me and the Doctor are going on an adventure.
What?
Alavie!
No, you can't just leave me
Avante!
behind like this.
Avante!